What is white privilege and does it exist? In the MTV documentary White People, Jose first asked a group of white students, "What are you and where are you from?" Right away, students had a hard time explaining what they were. One student makes the statement that being white is considered the good thing. He then asks, how would things be different if you weren't white? Again, students had a hard time finding an answer. The beginning of the documentary made me think, is there such a thing as white privilege and does it exist? As I continue with the video, I learned some interesting facts. The first interesting fact I learned is that the typical white person lives in a town that is about 77% white. This is important when thinking about the previous questions Jose had asked and why those students weren't able to give an answer. Another interesting fact I learned is half of young white Americans feel like they are being discriminated against. It was surprising to hear when Jose asked them, what are the disadvantages of being white? The group of students struggled to find an answer once again. Finally, someone answered that there are more scholarships for minorities than there are for whites. However, the last interesting fact I learned is that 69% of white students get the private scholarships instead of the minority students. So even though we might not know for sure if there is such a thing as white privilege or if it exists, we do know that when it comes to education, we can at least say that privilege does favor the white students. If white privilege does exist, we can assume that it will not exist for long because by 2045, white people will make up less than half of America. Maybe by then, the education system will favor minorities.